So as I've been practicing more and more handstands, I've been getting more very general questions about learning how to handstand. It's quite hard to come up with good answers to these kind of general questions, but here's some tips that might help you. A good thing to realize when you're learning how to handstand is the difference between simple and easy. A handstand is technically not that difficult, but it's definitely not easy to learn. If you're trying to get to a reasonable level of handstands as an adult, be prepared to put in a reasonable amount of work. About 3 times a week is a good place to start, and if handstands are an important goal to you, it should be the main focus during those sessions. It's also good to realize that you don't need some sort of sacred geometry to be able to hold a handstand. A handstand doesn't happen because your line is straight, it happens because your center of mass is above your base of support. Don't let limitations in mobility or coordination hold you back from actually doing handstand because you think your
technique is improper.
The straight handstand, however, is beneficial to learn if you're looking to advance your handstand beyond just the beginner level. It's harder to balance, so it transfers better to harder variations such as the press or the tuck. If your handstand is completely straight, it teaches the part of your body which is most important for balancing to balance. It's the hands. Here's some quick cues for a straight handstand. Hands roughly shoulder width, arms straight, scapula elevated, ribs tucked in, pelvis rotated posteriorly. These cues should create the line we're looking for. The hollow hold exaggerates this position and is a useful position to learn. Whilst you will hopefully feel this exercise in your core, understand that the core strength requirements of a handstand are actually very minimal. After your general warm-up, start each session with a wrist warm-up, as wrist injuries are extremely common in people trying to learn handstands. There's many good exercises, but in general you want to progressively load your wrists in a variety of positions to make them stronger. Next, if your shoulder mobility is lacking, this is a good time to do general light stretches that allow your shoulders to be at the openness needed for the session. Now for the actual handstands. The first very general tip I can give you is to separate practicing your entries from your holds. I recommend you to practice a variety of entries. Keep practicing to consistently find a point in which you theoretically would be able to hold balance and come down. Then there's the balance work. If you're not able to consistently hold a handstand for about 10 to 20 seconds freestanding, I would recommend to do all of your balancing work on the wall. There's 2 main drills that help with balancing your handstand on the wall. First off, toe pulls. Second one, heel pulls. Next up in the session is your conditioning work. Even if you're already reasonably strong, you might underestimate the fact that you actually need some specific strength to hold a handstand. You do not need the biggest muscles, but you do need a very specific base of conditioning to be able to hold this very specific position. The simple way to start are bolts against the wall. Work up to be able to hold a handstand against the wall for a few sets of 60 seconds. Whenever in this entire process you feel comfortable holding a handstand without the wall for about 15 to 30 seconds, slowly start adding more freestanding handstands to your session. But keep working on the basic stuff. So to recap all the tips from this video. Number 1, handstands are hard, give it time. Number 2, understand the basic details of alignment. Number 3, don't stress these details too hard in the beginning. Number 4, warm up your wrists and shoulders. Number 5, separate practicing your entries, your balance work and strength endurance components. Even though the tips in this video are very general, using them should allow you to make a reasonable practice for yourself. And if you want your practice to be more than reasonable, then be prepared to put in a lot more work or to find a coach. If you like the video and if you would like some more tips, let me know and maybe I can help you out.